Hey there, we are Dave and Ashley Willis, and you are watching the XO Marriage YouTube channel. Real people giving you real marriage advice. And if you want more fun, practical, and creative tips on how to enjoy being married, be sure to subscribe to this channel.
They've got a brand new podcast on the XO Network called Creative Marriage. We want to show you a clip that just beautifully sums up kind of what to do when a spirit of criticism and even contempt is creeping into your marriage. So let's take a minute and watch this together.
So the answer to contempt is respect. You are my spouse, and I respect the position that you hold in our relationship. Now, there may be times when you might have done something that I'm thinking, I just didn't like the way you did that, or I didn't like how you said that. And that may not earn my respect, but because you're my husband, the most important relationship that I have on this earth outside of my relationship with God, I respect you. You might start with criticism, and then all of a sudden the criticism gets out of hand, and then you roll into contempt and looking at your spouse as if they're not as good as you, or you're acting like you're
defensive.
And then the next thing would be to cancel them.
The cancel
So if you
culture.
don't deal with the
Cancel.
criticism, and if you don't deal with the contempt, then you find yourself in a cancel culture marriage.
And that's so easy to see in our world today. The cancel culture is everywhere. And sadly, it's in marriage.
Yes. But when we get to this point after criticism and then it falls into contempt, then we go to cancel. We've gotten to the point where we just don't care and we want to walk away. We think it would be easier to walk away and to cancel our spouse out than to do the work of creativity in our marriage. As you see marital drift happen, it tends to start with me starting to think more about myself as an I, as a me, those pronouns, I, me, versus we.
Yes.
And I move, or you move further away from each other because of selfishness. We go from selflessness to selfishness. God has so gifted us with this beautiful picture of reconciliation.
Every couple.
So when you feel like canceling, you have to glance at or peer towards the cross.
Yes.
And look at the reconciliation promise that He's given us. And so prayerfully, that will cause you to stop and go, wait a minute, this relationship deserves more than walking away.
So you mean conflict can be creative? Yes. It's called creative conflict. Where? In the creative marriage.